Many of your realizations are museums. How do you see the museum as a typological species? And how do you perceive the role of a museum in the 21st century?
Yeah, the museum in 20th century and museum in 19th century was the space for art. Whereas now in 21st century, people want to have the museum, like living room for the city. The meaning of living room is people can relax in the museum, people can meet friends with the museum. So that kind of communication space is the definition of museum in 21st century.
In your interviews, you often mention that the material of a building is more important to you than the shape or the philosophy of tradition is more important than traditional details. How is this attitude reflected in the design of the Brno Museum?
Yeah, for the museum in Brno, I pick up the brick for the main material for the building. The brick represent the life of people. The concrete is a very functional material, but I cannot feel any life in the concrete. But brick is totally different from concrete and steel. The brick is life, and if we can assemble the brick, so we can build the life of people. And it is the goal of the design of Brno Museum. So it's a museum for life.
Construction and materiality of the Mehrin design seems to me to be significantly more conservative compared to the innovative designs and the use of material in your other buildings. What made you decide on the overall concept of the Brno design?
As a museum in Brno, I really like the site. It is separated from the other building, and also adjacent to our building, there exists the bolted roof designed by Fuchs. Designed by Fuchs after Second World War. I want to create the soft monument with the soft roof of Fuchs. The sharp, strong monument is not fitting the site, and then the monument we design is not separated from the place, part of the place, and then the impression of the building is not so shocking. It's a soft monument which fit the spirit of our period.
Soft curve or ellipse motifs have been appearing very often in your designs recently, such as the Exchange in Sydney, the Natural Stadium in Tokyo, the New Hans Christian Museum in Odense, or Henrik Ibsen Library in Skien. Now, why did you choose a similar motif in Brno? And did you know that Bohuslav Fuchs designed the bus station check-in hall in a similar elliptical shape, the same place almost 80 years ago?
Yes, as bus stations, and he found the very small solution for the site. The site is a meeting point of many flows, many traffic of the city, and then the sharp shape has a risk to separate those flow. Instead, I want to connect everything in the place, and also the round shape has a special meaning in the Jewish culture, and turning around is important for the ceremony. For weddings or for funerals, the turning is very important. I want to represent that culture by using round shape.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.